Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. As you can see, it's an overcast Sydney day. It's been raining all night. Hopefully it'll clear by about 9-10 o'clock today. So it's only just a morning shower by the looks of it. Anyway, I've got another cracker of a book to go through today on Jim's 5am Club. It's a book that I read many years ago, and I found it very, very useful in that it helped me understand myself a little bit better. It helped me understand that we're not all the same, and we're somewhat different in the way we process information and we think about things and we behave. And it also helped me understand my partner, my wife Paula, a little bit better, believe it or not. Once again, this book is more of a guide. It's something which will probably stimulate a little bit more thought and understanding within a relationship. It's not a magic bullet by any means, but as I said, it did help me in some significant ways in understanding that there are more than one way to communicate, and people have preferred styles, and sometimes genetically men and women have their preferred style and are somewhat different in the way they achieve their outcomes and assess and handle their problems. This book is entitled Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and it's from an American author, John Gray, Dr. John Gray, and it was very, very popular back in the 90s, I think, and a book which was quite revolutionary for its time. And the author, John Gray, kicks off his book with a quote where he basically gives us all a call to action, and he says that when men and women are able to respect and accept their differences, then love has a chance to blossom. It's a powerful message, and something which needs to be listened to, I guess, by all of us. Because for those of us who have been married for a number of years and have been in relationships, what you do learn, and through observation of other couples as well, is that most couples have recurring issues, and the reason for most of these issues is that we simply don't understand the differences between men and women. And according to John Gray, there are some significant differences that both genders have in terms of how they process information and how they communicate and how they deal with their problems. And in a nutshell, John Gray says that men and women think differently, and it's based on their emotional needs and communication preferences. So he goes out on a limb. Some people will agree with it, some will not disagree, not agree with it, but I think everybody who reads this book will gain from it and take something from it. So the first formal point to come out of this book is that men, and I agree with this, men need to process problems in their head, whilst he says that women prefer verbal communication. They prefer to verbalize things and talk about it amongst their friends and family and people, whereas men, according to John Gray, want to escape and go into their cave in order to process their problems and to work them out. And one of the big problems, one of the big challenges that we face as men is that we tend to want to jump to solution mode when a woman talks about things. We don't understand all that clearly that because women want to verbalise their issues, their problems, and to talk about things, They talk about it. They talk about their problems in order for them to work out their own solution. They don't want us men or other people to basically be the solution finder. Unless, of course, we're asked. So the big message from this book for men is to simply listen to women when they're talking without jumping to conclusions and without offering solutions. And by the same token, for women to just give men space and to be patient and allow them to mull over their own problems without telling them that they need to go somewhere to solve their problems. So a basic just difference in the way men and women, I think genetically, or how they've been brought up, how they handle problems, and just simply understanding this will help alleviate a lot of problems by, as we said, not jumping to conclusions and coming and talking about solutions for men with women, and also for women just to allow men to go into their cave, as we said, and to solve their own problems without pushing them, without interrogating them, without wanting to talk about the problems that men just want to think about and mull over. The second formal point which comes out of this book is where the author says that women need to feel loved. Women need to feel loved, and men, on the other hand, like the sense that they are useful. I remember reading another book entitled Love and Respect, where the authors made a very, very strong push for the notion that women simply want to be loved and men simply need to be respected or want to be respected. And these two very different perspectives are very common. And from a woman's perspective, if you want up to a man to feel good and to feel, I guess, loved in their way, you need to do it through the respect mode. To say, look, the reason why I respect you is blah, blah, blah. And for a man to say to a woman, the reason why I love you so much is because of this, that, and the other. Once again, generalizations, but for those who have ears to listen, they may be the difference between having a successful relationship with your work peers, with your family, with your daughters, with your sons, and having a problematic one. So the author says that men need to feel useful, and they need their skills to be trusted and their efforts respected and appreciated. But the important thing to understand is that both men and women can gain from voluntary appreciation, for us to go out of our way to identify things that we appreciate in our spouses, in our partners, in our work peers. And as we said before, this respect for men and trust of their abilities and make them feel useful, and to focus on the fact that women need to verbalise or love to verbalise and to feel loved. And the last point to come out of this book from this author is that just the way we use our words, the way we verbalise and the way we think are very, very different. And the author here goes on to say that women use words to express feelings, whereas men, on the other hand, use words to basically express exactly what they think. So let me just jump on the train here. This is my train to work, so I'll finish off the book summary whilst travelling to work. So the author makes a really interesting point where he says that men and women may use similar words but mean different things. And once again, this could be seen as a generalisation, where you could take it on board and use it in a beneficial way. He says that women tend to use words to express feelings, whereas men say what they mean and are more literal. So there's no need, if you're a woman, to try and read between the lines with men. They'll basically be saying what they actually feel and what they actually intend or mean. So in terms of an opportunity to build a bridge and to help solve relational issues, the author here advises men to focus on women's feelings, and for women not to overthink what men say. But I guess the important point for all of us to understand is that everyone is unique, and this book, or the messages from John Gray's book, are more of a guide rather than an absolute truth. But what it can do is it can make us a little bit more self-conscious, make us a little bit more introspective, to look at our style, to look at the way we communicate, in order to make a better impact and be better connected to ourselves, in the way we communicate with ourselves, as well as the way we communicate with the other gender. So I guess I'll leave it there. Some wise words, some things to think about, to mull over. And as I said, I had the opportunity of reading this book back in the 90s, and it really helped me a lot. So I hope you can gain just as much from it as what I did. And rereading it and just going through it again was a great opportunity to remember some of the skills and some of the lessons that I learned many years ago. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, and I look forward to coming to you again from a different location with a different message of empowerment, where we can live, learn and pass it on, where we can add new lessons to our inventory of skills to help us get through the day, get through the week, and manage our relationships with the many people that we have in our lives. Anyway, I look forward to chatting again. And bye for now. Happy Thursday, even though it's started off wet. Hopefully it'll dry off throughout the day and we make the most of this beautiful day. Take care. Bye for now.